Hey everybody, Shay here. I'm back for another Let's Watch Trailers, and of course this is for Mass Effect 3, the third part of my just revisiting of the franchise, of the IP that I consider the best video game inspiration, video game experience ever of my life. So that's not hyperbole, I truly mean it. And just an early warning, because I kind of gave it late in the second part of this video. If you're watching this one first for some reason, go back and watch 1 and 2. The links will be in the description below. I might potentially spoil things as I go. I haven't watched any of these trailers, as I said in prior two videos, but I'm kind of watching them going, what would the experience have been like, and what would I have seen that maybe I wish I wouldn't have seen, as you know, if I was watching these before playing the game, right? I have the benefit of hindsight. Like, I can look back and go, oh, why would they put that scene in the trailer? But of course, if you have no context, some of these scenes that happen in the trailers, it's easy for someone to say, why would they have shown that? They spoiled it. Not really. That's not exactly how trailers work. Sometimes, but not really, because sometimes you see something and you're applying, you got some cognitive bias going on because your experience is informing the perception of that clip in the trailer. For example, in the second game, where you I think it was in a teaser or something, they say Shepard's deceased. You're like, what? There's things that maybe make you wonder, why would they put that in a trailer? Why would they spoil something like that? Because ultimately, it's like going through the experience is actually the meaningful part of the journey. But that said, that's why I've never watched the trailers. And I'm only watching them now, even though, yes, I could have watched them like a year and a half ago. Year ago? When I finished Mass Effect 3, I probably should have watched these right away, but for some reason, I don't know if I thought I was going to do one of these at some point, and it's just taken me like a year. I don't know how long. I don't even know. Like, I'm losing time here. Playing games for this channel, I lose time. I'm doing it now. There's 12 minutes of video here, so I'm just going to kick this off. So I'm going to start with the first one here called Hearth Reveal Trailer, and we'll go from there. There are 6 videos lined up. This
2 million dead in the first day.
That's still
another
a long
7
time
million
ago.
by the end of the first week.
I'm like 2015 3 came out, right?
All our forces on the run. Regrouping somewhere. Reports are coming in from other major cities.
That's a cool way to do it.
It's a well-coordinated attack. And so far it's been damned effective.
I mean, because
don't know what they are, what they want, or where they came from. Only one thing is certain.
You don't even know what game this is for or something. Oh, and then you see, okay. Oh, yeah, that would have hit. That would have landed. Are you kidding? It's called Hearth Reveal Trailer. Yeah, okay, that would have been awesome. I don't know where they showed this trailer, but imagine being, let's say, at a conference, and you have no idea what's next. And then this trailer happens, and your brain is starting to go, because you're like, is this a war game? Is this you be thinking of all the franchises that might look like that, or maybe it's something new. And then you see, you know what I mean? You see the Reaper thing, and then you look at the mention of Shepard. That would have, like, the room would have exploded. Are you kidding me? Okay, next one. We have reinstated. We have a Fem Shep trailer. This might, I mean, there's some continuity here too. Maybe that was strategic, the way they released these. I don't have the context behind that.
Any other soldier would have been tried, court-martialed, and discharged.
This will be the replay right here.
Grounded me, took away my ship.
None of them have seen what you've seen. You've been there, in the trenches, fighting them. You know what they're capable of.
What do we do?
I know a thing or two about killing Reapers. This isn't about strategy or tactics. This is about survival.
Sort
The
of.
Reapers are here.
That was a good board. There are so many good boards in Mass Effect 3. There you go. Very creative kind of approaches to things.
Consider yourself reinstated, Commander.
Oh my gosh. That was a creepy
Tell
board.
your friends we're coming for them.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like how they did that. Very clever. So 2010 is when they let me see this again. This was uploaded in 2010, so they show you this trailer way before the game gets done. But I mean, that clip would have been made specifically for this trailer. That wasn't in the game, as far as I can remember. It wasn't in the game. Then they released this one, basically saying it's coming. So yeah, that was a cool strategy there. And then we have Take Earth Back cinematic trailer. It looks like it builds on again of the prior two trailers. This is a cool way of doing trailers, where you give something, then the next thing you give sort of gives more context and more context. You know? Instead of it just, well, we'll see. I'm sure when it gets to the end, it's just gonna be bang, 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 bang. This is awesome too. I called this when I saw it the first time. It's so cool. Whoa, but this is new. This wasn't in the game. I remember like a kid flying around with a. Oh, is it great? Was the kid in Mass Effect 3 not in the Citadel? Not the Citadel. Maybe it was. Oh god, I don't know. This was cooler. That looks really cool. This wasn't in the game. Oh my god. Oh, that looks so cool. I don't think we ever seen them actually transform. The first time I saw the actual transition. Oh, and it goes to this guy. So they reuse that bit. That's good. So they put. Is this in the trailer in the game and I just missed it? I don't remember this. This is crazy. Man, this trailer makes Mass Effect 3 come across like a horror game, man. Could you imagine thinking that the entire 3 would have taken place on Earth or something? And it would have just been a horror game? Oh, damn. I mean, it's a cool visual. I don't know why they didn't keep it. That's such a cool visual. Oh. Wow. That's pretty cool. It's like this is everything that happens before you even before you start the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, jeez. The trailer just give you all the context. The approach so far has been, here's the pre-game, here's the kind of setup for the game you're about to play. So I wonder if that keeps carrying through. So we have the official launch trailer. Oh, that music is immediately starting to like get it. It's something about
There's a lot of people back on Earth dying while we gather our strength.
Yeah.
They're wondering if we're ever coming back. Friends, family, parents and children. This isn't their fight,
That was a weird quote.
but they're buying us time with their lives.
In the middle of this, you know. People are dying.
We need to stand
Even
together.
sexier.
The Reapers won't stop it. They'll destroy every organic being in the galaxy if we don't find a way to stop them.
Okay, now we're going into a mix of
Go out there and give them hell.
in-game.
You were born to do this.
Oh, such great.
Build alliances. Gather
Taking
everything
Santa.
and everybody you can.
I'm probably going to.
Don't interfere with my plan, Shepard. I won't warn you again.
Go to hell. Each of you needs to be willing to die. Anything less, and you're already dead.
That was so cool.
Shepard, we got Reaper signatures in
I
order.
loved it so much in the game. Oh my god, a kaiju moment in the game. Are you kidding? That they could get that into the game. It was so good. Yeah, this needs to be made into a movie. Don't get angry.
Isn't it?
It's great. Okay. I gotta talk about this though. I'm gonna calm down. I don't understand why certain movie studios or producers aren't quicker to move on things like this. Why aren't you taking these IPs and starting to put them into pre-production? Start thinking about them as movies. Like they're doing it with comic books all over the place, right? You have video games, man. Like this. Yes, there's already video game movies, but you have these kinds of franchises. Why are they just languishing as franchises? And in this particular case, it's just it could have had legs, you know? Like instead of I've only heard good things about Andromeda like years later. Okay, like people who play Andromeda have enjoyed it for what it is. It's a fun experience. I think it's just like the way it launched onto the market, it left a very bad sort of vibe on whether it was the studio, the publishers, everything about it was absolute mayhem. It shouldn't have. None of that should have executed the way it executed. Because not because it launches a game so poorly that then no one wants to play your game, everyone's trashing it online, and then all of a sudden it's like you have people who won't play the game now because of all of that noise that happened. But that's not just it. Is that when you do something like that, you damage the brand. Everyone already has ideas about what EA means to a studio like BioWare. But we also heard stuff come out about BioWare, about the way they manage themselves. That is also not very good. It's not good PR. But then beyond that, you see what it's done to their IPs, and it starts to damage these IPs. But when this game was coming out, like, this was at a height of, like, why weren't you maximizing your opportunities here with an IP like this? This is an intellectual property that should have been already in some sort of pre-production phase. I don't know, I'm sure there's more to it than that. Like, people are crunching numbers everywhere, but I have a very hard time believing that this thing couldn't have made it as like a new sci-fi epic franchise for movies. I don't even want to say TV, although you could see this as maybe on like streaming or Netflix. Like, there could be a high budget streaming series, like 6 to 12 episodes. I'm sure it could be, but it would get expensive to do all the Geth and the Husks and the Reapers and and the alien make it like that. That's not even part, but it would get expensive. The biotics, right? But as a movie, man, give me a break. Anyways, Leviathan trailer. So this would have been for. I got a little bit. Just calm it down. It's not a rant video. We're just enjoying some trailers, okay? Okay.
Our mandate is to investigate legends, rumors,
So for the DLC.
stories about the Reapers before anyone knew they existed.
So even this would have been
You're looking
crazy.
for something to fight the Reapers, Commander. I'm looking for the monster that murdered my father.
Leviathan.
Those are cool. Those are cool creatures too. I love them.
Something is very wrong here.
Doctor?
Why do you pursue me?
There's an interesting twist. I forget how the comment that was a great warfare creature. Warfare.
Confirm that Leviathan's signal originates.
Are they actually gonna like?
There's nothing but
Ooh, the fact that they.
Underwater.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that would. Thinking you could do this kind of thing. Like, I don't want to get just in case people still want to get So they I wonder if they're gonna even suggest it. No, that's good if they don't even suggest. No. Okay, that's a good trailer. Like suggest that there's something there, but then don't give it away. And that voice still sounded very Reaperish, but of course you learn why that might be applicable still, right? But at the same time, they don't give you that reveal, so that's cool. And then finally we have the Omega official trailers. So for the Omega DLC.
This is a war of attrition. And you're on the wrong side. The elusive man. He's about to meet his match.
The leader of the Cerberus occupation is General Oleg Petrovsky. He's a
So if you read the
merciless
graphic
bastard.
novel, you would have had this context even coming into this trailer, you know?
It begins.
Yeah. So I read the graphic novel after playing, right? So, but even this trailer would have likely enhanced the experience had I read her.
Nyreen, Arya.
Ready to put that
They
gun
should
to
have done
good
more with
use?
that. Like this character in general.
I say turn back.
You're a dead man. You are the lawless of the galaxy.
They got all the
Cerberus
pieces
believes they
for a
have
movie
beaten you.
franchise. What's
They are
that's what I'm
gravely
saying. Like,
mistaken. Be ready. Together we will take Omega back.
disappoints me. Yeah. Yeah. Quickly cutting this one in because I totally forgot about the Citadel DLC trailer and you guys would not let me hear the end of it if I didn't also watch it. So let's watch the Citadel DLC trailer and see where this goes. This is a long one, man. It was uploaded in 2013. And yeah, 2.5 minutes. So how did I forget this? I don't know. It's like the end. It's
Shepard, you need a place that's yours.
It's kind of the summary of everything, the entire experience.
That's very
Look at
generous.
this.
It's practical.
The apartment I want
We
to make
need
for
you in the
myself.
best shape possible. Rested. Focused.
Commander! Commander, this is urgent! There are people trying to kill you.
Yeah, I think he's aware of that.
I mean other people. New people.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's performance
This is a really good DLC for the week. To say like because it starts like this, you know, but then there's so much more to it, you know.
Joker.
Yeah, that's my coyote right there. Melee blade. And then you enter this.
Bad day, Shepard.
You could
Just
say
turns
that.
into a great movie
Okay, what
after
the hell's
this.
going on, Commander?
Let's figure out who they are and shut them down.
What about the rest of the crew?
All hands on deck for this one.
I see
Yeah.
you recovered from flopping on the floor like a fish.
You'll need to do better than that. The last guy that trash talked me was a few kilometers taller than you.
I'm gonna take everything you have and everything you are.
Oh,
Guess we're back on the clock.
hindsight's great on this one.
I
hope they don't give it away.
Like this?
Go! I'll cover you!
Wish me luck.
Yeah, and then there's that, right? It's like, oh. Wait, what? What was that scene? Yeah. That was cool too.
Okay, everyone say Normandy.
Aw. And that was it. If I could get this, I maybe said that in the LP. If I could get that part of the game, just make a digital file of it. Now that I've said it, I might try it. Then find a way to like put it on a canvas or something. I would do it. That's it. That's the Citadel DLC. I'm glad I watched it. Now I really want to play it again. Back to the original scheduled program. So I'm talking about. Whoa. So I'm just seeing some suggested videos to the side there, and I'm seeing the faces behind Mass Effect characters, and it's Jack with the actor that the thumbnail. And I'm like, it looks like Jack. Like, holy crap. Anyways, so that's it. That's me catching up on all the trailers I could have seen, but I didn't for some reason, and that was okay. That was okay. I enjoyed still watching them now, like after playing the game, because it makes me know that I really want to play the game again. And so I will say, as a wrap up, this retrospective of watching Mass Effect trailers for 1, 2, and 3 and the DLCs, it was, again, just to remind myself of how special this game was to me from an inspiration perspective. Like, I just watched the trailers again. It's not just that I want to play it. It's like my brain fires off like in a creative manner. Like, there is a, I mean I'll just say it. There's something I would like to create someday that I have been thinking of since, I would say it probably started in the 90s. I had some ideas in the early 2000s of where I wanted to go with it, and then there was, in the early 2000s, Farscape left a massive impact on me, and then after that, there was just something else that I was starting to put together with what I wanted to kind of do, but I didn't really have the idea, but I started to like work out some ideas in this design Bibles, but then I was still missing something, and it took 10 years from that moment to playing Mass Effect. And as soon as I finished Mass Effect, this thing went off, and I'm like, and I had like the missing pieces of how I wanted to bring all of that together into something someday. So that's why it's kind of become even more important to me, is that it was the final catalyst, if you will, that sort of binded some ideas, some long-standing ideas together into something that hopefully one day I can evolve into something like a comic series or something. So just something I wanted to throw out there. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing is, by rewatching this, it reminds me of how much I do want to play the game again, and it's not going to happen anytime soon yet, but one of the first things I'm going to do when I start streaming on this channel is to replay the Dragon Age games and Mass Effect games. Now, the one I want to play sooner than later is the Mass Effect games, more than Dragon Age. Dragon Age, more because of how long those games can get. But what I loved about Dragon Age was the world building and the lore and all that stuff. There's a different kind of streaming I would like to do with Dragon Age that if that's not the case for Mass Effect. Mass Effect, it's kind of like, it's the storytelling again. I want to experience the storytelling. I have a character idea I want to do that with. It's going to be a renegade, it's going to be femshep, and it's just going to be pro-human. And so I want to make decisions that really they challenge me from an RP perspective, to stick to decisions that might be uncomfortable for me and get into the mind of a character who sees the world that way. And just to see what kind of story it tells from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 3. So there you go. There's just kind of like some seed information about the future that exists somewhere, and I don't think it's a parallel dimension, because I'm fairly certain I'm going to do it. It's the timeline. I can't figure out where it is in the timeline right now, because I would like to have blocks of time free, like 6 to 8 hours free on a Saturday or something, and then we'll just hammer through that. And I'll try to spread those hours out in a way so that we can try to engage with as many people in the community as possible along the way, because I want it to kind of just be a place for people to talk about something they love. Mass Effect. And I'm going to wrap this up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this little return to the past and a little retrospective on all of this stuff. I certainly did, and like I said, plenty of times, favorite game ever. Can't wait to return to it. I'll catch you there. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace.